Show, ladies and gentlemen, don't touch that dial. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a committee here that's planning for the Bicentennial. Now, for people that don't know too much about arithmetic, that means it's 200 years. Norristown is 200 years, and we're going to celebrate. And we have a committee here that's working together, firemen, policemen, councilmen, volunteers. Everybody's chipping in, and everybody's making a contribution. So, without further ado, I'm going to announce them like we do in Madison Square Garden. In this corner, I won't give the weight, Kathy Lawrence, who is chairman of the Bicentennial. Welcome to the Hank Cisco Show.
Thank you, Hank.
All right, now, you as chairman, tell me who's sitting all around here, okay?
I'd be happy to.
Our committee.
Thank you for having us here today. We really appreciate it. To my right, we have Councilman Bill Caldwell.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you again.
And we have Councilwoman and Council President Linda Christian.
Presidente.
We have Councilman and Vice President Gary Simpson.
Vice Presidente.
And to my left, we have Officer Brian Saxon, who is our Community Relations Officer. And we have our Fire Chief, Tom O'Donnell.
Right. So in case of fire, in case of that, we got everything covered here. All right. Now, tell me, the committee, what are we doing? And then I want everybody to chip in. If it's something you're thinking about, what you're doing, let's go.
First of all, we have several other people. There's probably about 30 core people who are working on this event. And everyone else is welcome to join anytime. We are planning events starting on March 31st of 2012 to run through the end of October of 2012 to celebrate our magnificent town.
Right.
Okay? And we have events such as our kickoff event is scheduled for March 31st, 2012 at the Elmwood Park Zoo. The zoo is working in cooperation with us and sponsoring that whole event. It'll be free to all Norristown residents.
Free?
Free.
Are you going to be manja? Any food there?
There will be food that will be provided by our Recreation Committee, which is also free. Okay? And
it's a freebie, baby.
Yes. And that's scheduled from 10 to 5, okay, 10 a.m. to 5. And then we have events scheduled throughout the year, but one of our biggest events is our Firemen's Convention and our Firemen's Parade.
Yeah, all right, tell us about that, okay?
Yes, the Norristown Fire Department, like we did in 1962.
In other words, you coordinate this year convention with our centennial.
Correct. And we did the same thing in 1962 when we had our 150th.
1962, I was a policeman in Norristown, and the policemen and firemen grew beards. I couldn't grow a beard. I don't know. It's something about it. No, the good Lord didn't give me enough hair on my chin, and he's losing a little bit on top. But these are plates here, okay? This is just something this was in 1962, okay? So, and we didn't have a convention then, but that's going to be an extra.
We did have a convention then. In conjunction with the 150th anniversary, the firefighters also had the 83rd Firefighters Convention here same year. And like we did in 62, we're going to do again in 2012. We're going to have the 133rd Pennsylvania State Firefighters Convention along with the town's Bicentennial celebration.
It's all coordinated with us here, okay?
And our goal is to have the largest and greatest parade the town's ever seen. And that parade will occur on September 29th, 2012 at 1 p.m.
Okay, where?
It's going to start at Marshall and Buttonwood Street.
Marshall and Buttonwood.
Come down Marshall Street to Astor, out Astor to Main.
Main.
And down Main Street to Arch Street.
Arch Street.
The goal is to make sure it covers both of our business districts and people get to see the beauty of the community.
Great, great. Okay, how about the police? What are you going to do? Tell us about what the police are going to do there.
On May 19th, I'm coordinating a professional bike race in Norristown.
What is it, a bike race?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Approximately 400 professional riders, different races, probably 5 or 6 races, and it should draw revenue and also bring a lot of people to Norristown.
Yeah, that's... Now, is there a special where they're going to race and around Main Street and around? They haven't set up the schedule yet?
I'm trying to get set up around Elmwood Park.
Okay, good. Okay, come around the Columbus Monument too. Okay,
right around the Columbus
and I'll be there. Hello, goodbye, all right. Okay, Simpson, tell us, what are you going to do?
Well, in concert with everything, I get a chance to work a little bit with each of the different items that are going to be going on. So that's about all I'm here for. I get to help everybody. So.
Oh! All right, you're going to be the hit man, right? Well, we're going to be there. We're going to get. We'll give you something to do, and you'll do it, right?
Basically,
right.
I'm helping Kathy out with some things, and I had
that's
to
good.
help Brian
Look,
out to do
this,
the bike race.
You're right. It's not a one-person job.
That's right.
Kathy, you're there, and the leadership, and that's what we have here. And you got good cooperation of everybody here, okay? Now, we have the president and council, who council's 100% behind us, you know. So tell us your involvement.
Well, my involvement is with the History Committee. I'm working on the History Committee with Bill Caldwell. My job is to find out the history of Tremont Cemetery. And Bill, you're going to take which cemetery?
We're going to do, in conjunction with the history, you know, Bicentennial is about being 200 years old and celebrating, but it's also about when you celebrate your past, you have to know your past. So what we're going to try to do on the History Committee is bring Norristown's past up and present that at all of the events that we have.
Good point.
So we're doing a bunch of things that will be, you know, will be shown throughout all of the different events. We're going to do a display that has kind of a brief overview of Norristown's history, has some artifacts from Norristown. Do you remember when the SEPTA garage was built about 5 years ago?
SEPTA?
Yeah, down on Lafayette Street.
That was, yeah.
They did some archaeology. Part of that project was they had to do an archaeological study, and they found.
Hawkey's bus used to come through.
There you go. Well, they found, you know, some interesting stuff. They found for example,
Bus Company.
they found the first kind of neighborhood that the Irish immigrants settled in, and they found a lot of stuff from that. They found a 9,000-year-old Native American spearhead, which was surprising,
You know,
down there.
I want to quote President Harry Truman, Harry S. Truman. I asked him what his middle initials stand for, S, and he says nothing. That's true. But Harry S. Truman, I didn't say that, talking to him, but he says, what's new? The history we haven't read. And that's what we're doing, ladies and gentlemen. We're bringing history back.
Yep.
We are the county seat of Montgomery County, okay? When I was a policeman in Norristown, these other towns, they had one, Upper Merion had one police officer, West Norton had one police officer. They used to come to Norristown for help and everything. We had hospitals, this, that, and everything. They came to Norristown. So now we want you to come back to Norristown and see what we went through and the history of some of the people that helped build this town and help make Montgomery County a proud place. We're the county seat. We're one of the richest counties in the country. Why? And whose county seat? Norristown.
And
that's it. I'm not
and
going to
that's
speeches. Hey,
Well,
send me to Harrisburg.
and that's exactly the kinds of things we're gonna showcase, really. So we'll do a series of walking tours and publish those so that people can walk around and look at their history. One of them that Council President Christian talked about was we have two really unique cemeteries in Norristown that are unique really across the state and probably across the country. In the Montgomery Cemetery on the west end of town, we have 5 Civil War generals, including, I think 2 of them were either wounded or killed at Gettysburg, and, along with Winfield Scott Hancock.
That'd be a walking tour for people to see it.
And yes, and the governor of Pennsylvania on that side. And on the east side of town, we have Tremont Cemetery, which is one of the very few cemeteries that houses African-American troops from the Civil War. There were contingents of African-American troops that went from Norristown, fought in the Civil War, and you know, were buried there. And those are 2 very important pieces of history that not a lot of communities share. So we're going to do walking tours that include the cemeteries. We'll do architectural tours in town. We'll have the tour books available for people to purchase.
Talk about that.
All that kind of good stuff.
Okay.
That's the cookbook.
All right, tell us about this book.
Hank, this is a cookbook that was put together by 2 members of our municipal staff, Sandy Grubb and Lil Gambone. They did an amazing job putting this together.
Great.
It's got hundreds of recipes that were all sent in from residents, past residents.
Yeah.
And this is on sale for $12.
Let me see
Okay?
if they got ravioli here.
I'm sure we do. But Hank, this one's yours.
Huh?
We brought this for you.
That's for me?
That's for you.
All right, let me say it. From now until this centennial celebration, I'm going to plug it every show, okay? So I want everybody to know that what we have going on in Norristown. So prepare these dates. So you'll be hearing more about it. We're going to publicize it in the Times Herald and the Montgomery Life newspaper. So, and these, you know, thank you. But they're going to be selling these, okay? And the money we raise is going to be help to make a good celebration.
That's right.
So we can,
That's
you know,
right.
we have bands and walking
Right.
tours and stuff like that. So we have a lot of people going on. Okay, now
I have
what
one
else?
other thing for you. This is our Norristown Bicentennial pin, okay?
Okay.
And we're selling these for $2.
$2.
And this one's yours.
Okay. Put that over there. And I
Put
will
that
wear
right
that
there.
from now until, okay?
Now, in addition to those two items, Hank, the couple other things we're going to have that I'm guessing you're going to remember. Do you remember the wooden nickels from the Cisco-Centennial?
Yeah, come to think of it, yeah.
We're gonna do them again. So we'll have wooden nickels available, everything on up to the plates like you know you
yeah,
showed
right
earlier.
there.
So we're gonna try to give residents of Norristown and people who came from Norristown the opportunity to walk away with not only helping to support the bicentennial celebration, but walk away with a piece of the remembrance of 200 years because it's a great achievement.
Right. All right, now we have shirts here. Now, we want people to buy these, buy them for your niece, your nephew, your uncle, your gumbadi, your gummadi, buy them, and so let's show when we walk through what happens. I don't want to knock these big sport guys, but, these guys make $1 million, and everybody's walking around with their names, advertising for nothing. Let's wear these things from now until and after, okay? And I will have a special little box someplace that I can sell them. So if you want to buy them, I'll have them in my car. You see my car driving around, stop, yo, just go. And then now I'll sell them. I have the pins and I have them. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
That's perfect.
Okay, I'm
Well,
gonna be like a huckster.
We'll have a website up pretty soon too, so
Oh,
you'll be able to
that's another
direct
thing.
people
Tell
to
us
that.
about the website.
We don't have it running yet, but there'll be a website where people can go on and do some ordering and that
We
kind of
do
stuff.
have a Facebook page, and we also, and all the events are on our Norristown Municipality website, our norristown.org website. Bill is referring to the website that's going to have everything that the History Committee is selling and the different other things that we're selling, okay?
Good,
We're
good.
planning to do a store, aren't we?
That's the one Bill's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
the store will only be virtual?
Well, we'll have
Or will
No,
they
no,
come
we're
to
going
the
to
hall?
travel everything
Yeah, we'll
from
have-
event
Good.
to event
Right,
as well.
right,
And
okay?
let me say now, being a former police officer, and you're a police officer, community relations, I did community relations and school guides and whatever, motorcycle, whatever. Let's people know that Chief of Police in Norristown, Bono, great, he was one of my safety patrol when I was Holy Savior School when I was a policeman, so you can see how time moves. But we're going to make Norristown the safest town, okay? And you're not going to worry about say, whoa, I'm afraid to come to Norristown. We're going to have good patrol and we'll have good coverage. We're going to cover the town like the Dew, okay? Right?
Yep.
Okay, all right. How about you now? What are you going to do? You're going to do sing or dance or something? We have an entertainment? How about me? Can I sing a song?
Some of the other events that we have planned, we have a carnival planned for April.
Carnival?
And, yes. And in July, we have our 4th of July celebration, which we have every year, and we'll continue to do that. In August, we're having a bocce tournament that's being sponsored
Okay.
by Dave Fusco down at the bocce field at Elmwood Park.
Now,
Okay?
now wait a minute. From today, how many months are we got between now and the big celebration starts? What?
5
5
months.
5
yeah,
months.
We're
Well-
actually going to start on the day that we were incorporated. It worked out well. It falls on a Saturday.
Saturday,
March 31st,
March
2012.
31st.
Yes,
March 17th is St. Patrick's Day.
right.
19th is St. Joseph. So and this is
So we're in
March-
good company.
and the November 9th, St. Cisco's birthday. Maybe
See,
no,
even better.
St. Hank.
we don't make it.
November 9th?
No, November the 9th.
Oh.
But Pat Mascara just took over the Columbus Monument, okay? And he told me that, he mentioned it at the, that he's going to have the technology for every Italian, Polish, Afro-American, history about these each nationality, whatever. And it's going to be real high class, just like Franklin Institute. You touch it, boop, and beep, bop, boop. So that's Norristown. And I don't know if we can have it done before then, but if it's that would be a great thing.
that'd be
Let me tell you
wonderful.
something about, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something about Norristown. When you come to Norristown, at the county seat, we have buildings in this town that no other town has. You stop and look at some of the architectural designs of some of these buildings. Dr. Grafey, when I had prostate cancer, she gave me the radiation and all, and I had to pick her up and take her over here to the studio. And we were driving through Norristown to take her over here. She said, no, I live around the main line. And I go from the main line to the hospital. And I never really looked at Norristown to see some of these beautiful houses, you know. So, you know, come to Norristown. And when we have parades, when you have the walking tour, you're going to see buildings that you don't see that. Now you see they build houses now that they all look alike. You get a guy with a half a load on, he can't find his own house. They had a guy when I was a police officer. He was over there, I remember, West North or someplace, and he got half a load on. And he come home, and he thought his wife locked him out. He was mad. He broke the window, broke it in there. He wrecked the place, and he was in the wrong house. So come to Norristown, individual houses, and you get, you know what's good about Norristown? Diversity. Italian, Polish, Irish, Afro-American, China, everybody,
Latino.
Mexicano, you know. So that's what makes our town different and better than any other town. And that's enough.
One other event, Hank, that we are going to celebrate as well is the Mexican Independence Day.
Good.
We have a committee of people who are putting that together as well.
I had to get some of my paisans to put over there. Why don't we make a big spaghetti supper or something?
Anything you'd like to know? Not a thing's wrong with that.
Hello, Pat.
We would love to have Pat. We would love to have Pat Mascara as part of our committee.
He'll be on my committee. I'll be committee. We'll work on that. And there's other people too, you know.
Lots. We've invited a lot of people.
Some of my paisans, you know, come up with that. You know, some of these guys got fish hooks in their pocket.
Yeah,
we
all
want to get
donations,
that money out there.
all monetary donations are welcome.
Kathy, why don't you talk about who some of the people that are on the committee? Give Hank a sense of.
We have people from different organizations in town. We have, you know, the library. We have the district attorney's office.
Oh, Risa Furman.
Yeah, she's
She
been
could be
wonderful.
help us, you know. She has some money there from the gamblers.
And you know, we're
all that money she got from that gambler, Frank Rizzo's son-in-law. You know, like $2 million.
Yes, Judge Nicholas is our honorary chair.
Oh, good man. He's my
he's
neighbor.
Tremendous.
Yep.
He attends every meeting and every function. He's been
And
amazing.
his wife is great.
Kathy,
Yeah,
she's been great
right.
too. Yeah.
But we got some
We have
heavyweights,
the
right?
library has been
Yeah, the
has
library has been
crucial.
great.
The zoo.
The zoo.
The Historical Society is
Yeah.
also
Well,
helping
you
us.
got the
so-
Columbus Committee jumping on there.
Okay, that would
That's
be
great.
great.
Reorganized, and he just took over at Columbus Day, so we'll be going on.
And can I say, Hank, one more thing? We have bicentennial committee meetings the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at Municipal Hall, 235 East Airy Street,
Right.
and everyone is welcome. And
Right.
if anybody comes with an idea that we didn't
That's
think
it.
of, that
That's
would
it.
be great.
You have an idea, say, well, you know, got that same old people doing the same old thing. Come on. You have an idea, you want to email it, you want to stop down there, you know, you see me riding along, put a little note, put it in my car, you know, and while you're there, I'll grab your arm and sell you a shirt.
Sell you a
or something.
cookbook for $12.
Yeah, I'm going to have these here. No, I'm not kidding, okay? Now, all right, what else we got now? We have the pins and the police. What are you going to do? You got that bicycle. Now, that's one thing, the police department, you know, traffic will be a big concern, okay? And I'm sure that plan will be working out, right?
Everything would be blocked off and running smoothly. No way to
How
get
about,
stuck.
when in 1962, I had this crossing guard, all those, well, we have safety patrols. Some of the schools don't have safety patrols now. But I used to organize them, you know, and the school guides, we had little banners, a little something there. So they're out in the street and they would remind people of the Centennial thing. So it's a little ideas that, you know, let's look at the past and see some of the things that we
A couple of other things, Hank, that you know, we'd like to share is that most of the events are going to be free. That's the goal of the committee. You know, we've been raising money this year to support these events for next year. And like you said, each individual event is planned by a smaller group of people,
good,
okay?
yeah, right.
And that does include, you know, the fire chief and the police chief to help
Right.
plan those events to make sure that everything is safe and, you know, for everyone to attend.
Then the population is what, 30, 35,000? So if we got population, why can't everybody send $5, $10? You know, we'd cover everything, you know.
fantastic.
That would be great. You know,
That'd be great.
some people can send more. But if everybody would send $5 or $10, you know, no big deal. Want to make a check out? You see my car going along? You see a police car? You see a police car? You see the public relations guy? Put an envelope, give it to him. Don't put brown envelope, white envelope, because the brown envelope over there.
Well, you know what, Hank? That's a good idea. But really, if you do $2 for 200 years. 2 for 2.
Brock,
There
good.
you go.
There you are. Okay.
Each family donates $2 for 200 years.
That is great. Okay.
Nice
And then, like I say, if you want to double up and sleep in the park, that's okay, you know, get a couple more bucks, you know. But that's a good idea, you know. Just be part of it. You can say, well, look, what did you do? I contribute, you know. How about you? What are you going to do?
I am going to help raise money, and everyone that I run into, I'm going to ask them to donate much like you guys are, and I'm going to carry the cookbook, and
Right.
I'm going to sell a cookbook, and I'm going to work the history committee, and I'm going to do whatever the chair of the committee tells me to do.
Fireman.
We're going to make it safe and have fun.
One, right. You, with a convention, firemen's convention, they wear hats, different things. I forget what are some of the traditional uniforms they wear. And I can't. Remember, like a bell with flowers.
They usually have
What's the significance of that?
They have the horns that obviously in the 1800s, the horns that they carry down the street today were used to give out commands at fire scenes 100 years ago. So that's the significance of those horns today. Is a lot of them are still original, and they use them for parades. They're very delicate. They're very expensive, and today they bring them out usually just for the parades, and that's it because they're so expensive. But 100 years ago, that's what they used to give orders on fire scenes. They didn't have technology like we have today. They use radios and things of that sort. So, you know, the Class A uniforms that they wear are usually dress uniforms that they wear today. The uniforms they wore 100 years ago were mostly wool. Today they're heavy, they're hot,
Yeah.
and most of them you can't. Fire companies don't even have them today. You know, they're not even in the inventory in the stations any longer. But the fire department this is our 5th convention that we're going to host here in Norristown. Every convention we had was a great success. We're anticipating anywhere between 5,000 and 7,000 people to be in town for the day of the parade.
No kidding.
Isn't that
so-
amazing?
Man, see, that's an operation for the police. Crowd control.
And between
Okay.
the police and the fire department, we're planning that. We've
You have
planned
fire police too that assist.
They assist the police department, but you know the police department we've already pulled out and dusted off the plan we used in 1997 when we had the last firemen's convention here in town, and you know the police department and the fire department will, like we do best, we'll plan it and make it the best event, the largest parade ever in town is our goal.
You know, we're going to do a lot of things in the air. Why can't we contact that helicopter, the emergency helicopter? Maybe you could fly around Norristown with a sign or something on it, some kind of land a
Advertise.
helicopter someplace. Like I remember the Santa Claus. They used to.
Yeah.
Santa Claus get picked up in West Norton, and then I would be dressed as Santa Claus, and I'd be in a helicopter, and then we'd land at Logan Square. You know, and all the kids were there.
Unfortunately-
but why don't we have some contact with the public service? What's his name? Sullivan of the county, and maybe the helicopter we can have a landing or something where some big shot, you know.
They'll be invited. They'll participate in our parade. Typically, the helicopters do have they do come to convention parades and they do what they can from the air. But
Good.
we got to remember that they're on duty. They're responding to emergencies when.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well.
But you know they can't hang signs from them because it's unsafe. But they're going to be part of our event. You know we
Right.
have a good rapport with those local
Right.
organizations.
You know, my first, second, third, fourth, 15th love is the schools. Have we touched base with the schools? What do we got schools going on?
We have touched base with the schools, and one of the things that we do have scheduled, it's called a reading day for the children.
Okay.
And it's actually being held and sponsored by Gottwall School.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Great.
And that is scheduled for April 30th. So that's going to be a really good thing for the kids. It's
Good.
to promote, reading the books
Yeah.
and
I think another thing, just a suggestion, the art teacher from the school district, get them to make kids to paint different signs or something.
Right.
You know, let's.
And we
wake
are going to have a
wake it
time
up, wake it
capsule
up.
too, Hank.
Right.
We are going to have a
And,
time
All right,
capsule.
we going to have any big shots come over? Or we got the governor or anybody coming or
Well, we
Anybody?
haven't gotten that far. We're working on that.
You're working on that?
Yeah.
How about big celebrities? Who we got? How about some of the guys that made history in Norristown? Who can we think of?
Tommy Lasorda.
Tommy Lasorda. Who else?
Who else?
We're in the process of, Kathy's in the process of drafting a letter now that we want to send out to some of the people that meant a lot to Norristown and Norristown's history. Tommy Lasorda, Maria Bello, the actress.
Right. Oh, yeah,
Joshua
yeah.
Colbert, the Olympian.
Yeah.
There's a lot of famous people, a lot of people that have their roots here in Norristown, and we want to invite them to be honorary grand marshals for our bicentennial parade.
Good.
But there's a lot of famous people that came from Norristown, and like everybody here at the table shared, we want them to come back and visit their town. This is where they began.
That is a parade. And how many parades are going to be? Like, is that the Centennial Parade? Is that?
We have two parades. We have the 4th of July parade and the Firemen's Parade.
Right.
The firefighters parade will coincide also the bicentennial committee's
Right.
parade as well. So that's going to
Right.
be a joint parade. That's going to be both efforts will be put forward for one big parade.
The fire department has been amazing. They've been an amazing
Oh, that's
support
great.
and
You're
amazing
having a
help.
Convention.
Yeah.
That's a state convention.
Right.
State Firefighters Convention. So firefighters from all over the Commonwealth will be here
How about
that
the
day.
fire chief from Philly? He's a good friend of mine. See if we can get him
We'll-
down
we'll-
here. I'm
we'll
trying
invite
to get
him.
to them on June.
We'll invite them.
And the police commissioner from Philly, Ramsey. I like to see him up here. He's a good man.
We'll invite
I'm going to try to get him on the show. Frank Rizzo, the councilman, said he's going to try to get him up here. I like that guy. I like him. I like that as a police commissioner. He's really right on the scene. You know what I like about him? Anytime you see him at the scene of a crime or a scene of investigation, he has his hat on.
Yeah.
Sergeant Burns was my sergeant, and I never take my hat off. I took my hat off when they had the diner down, the Circle Diner down on Lafayette Street. I took my hat off 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to have a little breakfast. And he comes over and says, "You put that hat on. The reason why you wear that hat so people can distinguish you, they come in there looking for a policeman, they see that hat, they're looking for a uniform." And I don't know why. They don't want to wear it. They're going to, maybe before they had a processed haircut. Now they all got bald heads.
Right.
So what, okay, that's enough.
From the hats?
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, are we getting a single here? Yeah. All right, let's go. Wrap it up. What are you going to tell me?
September 29th, 2012, 1 o'clock, the best parade in Norristown will take place.
May 19th, 2012, be a professional bike race. Come out and attend.
Bicycle, right?
Yes.
It's
bicycle.
this is the high-class bicycle,
Like
not a...
10 speeds like you see on TV, really fast.
Okay.
Tune into norristown.org to find everything that goes on throughout the bicentennial celebration.
All right, we're going to flash that on the screen, okay? Wrap it up.
First and foremost, go out next year and have fun. Celebrate 200 years in Norristown.
Please attend our bicentennial committee meetings on the first Monday of the month and bring your ideas and suggestions for making our bicentennial year special.
Great. All right, your chairman, wrap it up now. Tell us what you want.
What I would like is for more volunteers. I would like the community to be more involved. The residents of Norristown, previous residents of Norristown, that would be amazing.
Right.
And, as Linda said, just support the entire process and all the events that take place next year.
Okay.
That's really what we need.
Okay. Now, you don't have to be living in Norristown. You
No.
used to live in Norristown. You were educated here. You worshipped here. And you grew up, and you brought your family up, and you moved out of town. That's okay. No problem. But come on. Let's relive Norristown. Come back and help us out here.
stay.
All right? And we'll
And stay.
okay. All righty. We're from Norristown. Norristown. That's where the best parades are. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And we'll be, we're looking forward to be more announcements as we move along. My show is going to be promoting this from now until they ring the bell, okay? So until we meet again, ladies and gentlemen, keep bobbing and weaving, keep your left hand high, stick and move, and may God bless each and every one of you. Thank you. Adios, amigos.
Thank you, Hank.
All right, Rock. All right, Rock.